Hey guys, so of course I just did that drugstore haul and I went ahead and I used majority of the products that I had featured in the haul, and I created this look. I think it's fun. You know, I love my metallic lips, so I went ahead and I just added two of them together, the My Soulmate and the Ultimate. And I got this lip color that I'm just in love with because I did use deeper purples, and then I have on a cranberry shirt, so I incorporated both these colors to make this lip look. And I mean, I just hope you guys enjoy. So if you want to see how I created this look, of course, continue watching, guys. This shade, I'm going to try to do something out of the norm today, guys. So I'm just doing a crease look. I'm going to try to do like a foiled gold lid. Let's see how we do with that.
Alright, jumping into a voiceover, I'm going to be using that purple to deepen the crease. Now see how I'm showing you, I'm starting from the middle of the crease and then doing windshield wiper motions, but I quickly changed that because the purple was too high up and I wanted it directly below the first transitional shade that I had made. So even though I did that on this eye, for the next eye I didn't. I just tilted my head back a little and did it below the first transitional shade. But I mean, you can't really see the difference anyway. So I'm using the black and I'm tilting my head back because I want that black directly in the outer V, and so that's how I'm just doing little circular motions to put majority of the product at the outer V, and then doing the back and forth movements to just blend that out. Moving in with the 24K Maybelline palette, I'm using that purple shade and I'm going to be creating a halo. So I'm going to use the purple shade on the outer and the inner corner, and I'm going to be packing that on. Now I tried to use this shade several different ways. I tried using it dry with the brush, which you can see it wasn't coming off with any pigment at all. So then I decided that I'm going to try with my finger, and when I tried it with my finger, I did get more payoff, but I still think that I could have gotten a little bit more. So then after I tried with my fingers, I decided, man, I'm just going to go in with the old-fashioned way, using the brush, spritzing it with a little water, and then packing it onto the lid. And you'll see I did it on my other eye, and the color payoff was much better. So I mean, that's why sometimes you just need to stick with the evil that you know and trust and have faith that that method is what works best for you. So using these Revlon Colorstay cream eyeshadows, I'm using the 77 or 725, is it 775? I don't know. I'm going to be linking everything below. I'm going to be putting that cream shadow down on the middle, in between those purple shades to form the halo, to form the spotlight, sorry. And so I really love these shades. It's just that, and you don't really have to work quickly with them, you know, because they don't set that quickly, but however, you just need to blend them out to your liking before it sets, because when it sets, honey, it's bulletproof, it ain't going nowhere. Okay, so we're going to jump back into the 24 karat palette, and I'm going to be using that gold shade and pressing it all over. And hunty, when I tell you this was giving me gold life, I had to bust out the song.
24 karat magic in the air.
Let me stop playing. So going back in with the purple shade and that little fluffy brush, I forgot the name of this brush. I got it in a Boxycharm. I'm just going to be blending out the harsh edges between the outer V and the inner corner, and then blending that into the middle to form the halo effect. So my thoughts on this palette is the colors are nice. I love the shade range. These eyeshadows are going to be what you make them. If you have the time to blend them out, you blend them out. If you don't get it. Girl, let's move on. Okay? So now I'm going to just use the transitional shade from the e.l.f. Matte for Matte 2 palette, and I'm just going to be blending out perfecting the look. Alright, so I'm using the Ardell Double Up 205 lashes, and boy, these are thick, let me just tell you. And I didn't go in with liner. I would suggest that you go in with liner because these bands are thick. When I say thick, I mean thicker than a snicker. Is that funny? I don't know if that's funny. But anyway, these bands are thick, and they are, to me, they're uncomfortable just because they're that thick and I'm used to the thinner bands. But if you're used to doubling up your lashes regardless, you already are used to having the thick bands. But I wasn't. This is pretty much the first time I've ever had, thick ass lashes as these. So it was a bit uncomfortable for me in that sense. But I was able to wear it for a long period of time. I had them on for about, not a long period of time, about 2 hours, and then I took them off because I wasn't about to have it anymore. Alright, let's go on to the face. So I'm using the Milani Prime Face Light Primer, and this is what I was telling you, it's white, but then it has an iridescent feel, blend it out and it's fine. So I'm going in with the Iman Concealing Foundation, and I'm using the sample size of the Earth 1, and the Earth 2 is in the larger container, and I blended that and I'm using it. So it looks like it's my perfect shade. A lot of persons say it's red and it doesn't really fit them, but this one kind of did, and it dries pretty quickly, so you need to move fast, not hella fast, but move quickly and then blend it out. I wasted a little bit of time, but I was still able to blend it out perfectly. So this is the Milani Concealer, the Retouch and Erase, blase. I've just come to the conclusion that I don't really like this, but it's because of personal preference. It's thick. I don't find that it has that much coverage. It dries to a powdery feel. Like, I just don't really like it, guys. I'm used to the Maybelline, FitMe, that kind of consistency. I also use the Kat Von D, which is much creamier, but at the same time, I preferred those consistencies as opposed to this one. I feel like this one is more drier, and I can't even really say thicker, but it's just a consistency that I don't really like. I don't enjoy it, and it's been compared to the Shape Tape, I think, the Tarte Shape Tape, but I don't like it. I just don't like it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set it, however. And I'm setting this with my Maybelline Fit Me powder in 320. This is just, it's much lighter than me because to set my face, I would use the 360 coconut. So I'm using the 320. Alrighty, so I'm just going ahead with my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I'm doing the rest of the face, which is the Cupid's bow, my forehead. I already did my nose with Milani one, but as I said, I don't like it. So, but that's just my preference. It's nothing against the product itself. Okay, don't judge me. Alright, so we're setting the rest of the face, and I'm just using my small brush to do that. Now I decided to use a cream blush just because I've had this so many years. Lies I tell, for about a year, and I've never used it, so I've decided to try it because I know that in the Boxycharm persons did get the pure cream blush, and I didn't get that, so I decided to give it a try and see how I would like it, and I did like it. So that one was in St. Lucia, and now I'm going to set it with the blush called Fiji, which is from e.l.f. guys. So I love my blush, so I smack everything on my face, and it's just giving me life. And I know that you can see that nothing isn't blended, but hello, I didn't set the rest of my face yet, so everything is not blended to its full capacity. Okay, don't leave any comments or think that, you know, I'm an idiot. I see these lines. They're clear. They're pretty obvious. So now I'm going to be setting the rest of my face, and so what I do is pack that into the skin first so it doesn't move my foundation, and then when I finish packing all of that onto my face, I go ahead and I blend, and that's how everything will come out pretty seamless, guys. Okay, so you see, I kind of know what I'm doing. I know my face. I try to know my skin. All right. Okay. So, okay. What is that? I don't know. Anyways, move on. Let's go to the bottom lash line, and I'm going to be using a flat brush. I don't know what it's called. I'll link all the brushes. I'll list them below. So, but this is an elf brush, and I'm just using that purple shade. I'm using it on the inner and the outer part of the lower lash line, and to mimic what is going on top of the lashes. That's all I'm doing. Now you could have gone ahead, and so I'm putting the gold in the middle, as you can see, but you can use the transitional shade underneath that as well to just blend everything. I just didn't do that because I liked it how it was. So this is the pure mineral glow bronzer, and I'm just going to be using this to bronze up the face. It doesn't really have any color, but it has a little bit of glisten, a little bit of glowiness going on, and so that's what I enjoyed for. And you guys know, even though I can't use this as a bronzer, really, I'm gonna use my products, because you see, and it worked good on the inner corner. I try to make use of all my products, because they're gonna be used, they ain't gonna be wasted, because I have nobody to give them to. Okay, so they're just gonna be used some way, shape, or form. Alrighty, so lips. This is the Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner, and this is in 120 Raw Chocolate, I think that's what it's called. And I mean, it's pigmented. It's very pigmented. I like the color. I just think it's a bit waxy. Like it didn't really give you that. It doesn't give you that glided on feel, you know. And I had on lip balm, and because I always put lip balm on before I do my tutorials, and even though I had that on my lip already, it didn't give me that slip that I wanted. But it's a good product. It can still be used. I still enjoy it. So if it just doesn't have that amount of glide that, you know, a lot of people might like, but that can be a good thing, because then your lip will stay on. So I'm using these Milani metallic lip creams, and this is in my Soul Matte and the Ultimate. Yes, I think that's the name of them. And I'm just going to be using that deeper purple on the outside of the lip, and then using the redder shade on the inner part because of the whole cranberry, and then I had used the deeper purple on the eyes. So I figured more or less I would just mix these two colors together and see what I got. And I did like it. I think I like the formula on these better than the limited edition ones, especially for these darker shades, because the limited edition ones, they were a bit splotchy, but these were good and they lasted a long time. I had this on longer than the lashes, actually, about 4 to 5 hours, and I ate, drank everything, and they did not budge. Yes, they wore off a little bit, but it's just a little bit. Speaking of that, you know what? I'll just take a picture right after I'm finished this voiceover, and I'll insert a picture what it looked like 4 hours after. Okay? Alright, so I'm using this Vintage Duo highlight, and that shade is the Chocolate Diamond and Rose Quartz. And we got these in the Boxycharm for the month of January. And so I got this fan brush as well from So Susan, and I'm using both of them, and that highlight is just everything. I mean, it's not boom in your face, it's very subtle and light, but I love it. And now I'm setting everything with the Milani Make It Last spray, and we've come to an end, guys. So had fun doing this tutorial, and I'll see you in my next one. Love you. Bye bye.